Hey, what's good, everybody? It's Parlay with Jay. Share with this parlay I was successful on yesterday's NBA playoff game, the Miami Heat versus the 76ers. And if you stick with me, I'm gonna break down a couple of parlays I'm gonna place for today's games on Friday. But essentially, this is my setup here. I've been breaking even more than I've been making, and so I just have to dig deeper into watching the games and my homework as well as far as just, crafting the right parlay. But essentially, I hedge pretty hard, right? So I went in yesterday's game saying I'm a bet about 180, and I split $40 across, you know, um, a couple of parlays and about four, and I hit on one. This one with the odds of 330, three legs, Jimmy Butler over 23.5, Bam Adebayo under 17.5, and Max Strus over 10.5, right? So if I would have hit on one of the other three parlays, then I would have been positive, 180 or 200 uh, for the day. And then if I would have hit on another one, obviously positive 300. And it is possible. You just have to craft your parlays correctly, right? So I'm gonna kind of share with y'all some parlays I'm looking at today. Boston versus Milwaukee and Memphis versus Golden State. Right. So, working on my craft here, trying to figure out how I can improve. Let's look at this. Let's look at this one right here. Right. So what I did was I dropped down to a two leg. Right. This is another strategy I'm working on. This one's kind of a it's a theory right now, right? But basically the strategy is line hunting, right? So I go through the game and I'm looking for lines of plus odds, and I'm determining which odds are the most likely to happen for those plus odds, right? So dropping, obviously, if I hit 300, I'm gonna drop down on the legs. I'm not gonna be greedy. Um, One thing that is always true is that pigs get slaughtered, right? And that's kind of what um, it happens in betting, right? You keep adding on legs, the implied probability drops down, and maybe you got six leg and then five legs hit and then you don't get paid out, right? So you have to be kind of mindful of that. So I dropped down my wager to $20 because this is a theory that I'm working on right now, even though I like the theory here. I'm gonna start off with Bobby Portis over 11.5. In general, I like betting on Bobby Portis. I think he's a very consistent player. Um, if you look at the playoffs, 10, 2, 18, 14, 14, 15, 13, 9, 4, and 14. And this game when he dropped four, he had a season low of 14 minutes, a playoff low 14 minutes. And I was pretty upset about that because I don't know what Mike Budenholzer thought he was doing. He's been playing George Hill and going small, and then you know he's just all over the place. Even people in the media was kind of critical of the minutes that had been going down in regards to Bobby Portis, right? And he made a huge play at the end of the game, getting the offensive rebound off the glass with the putback. He had 15 rebounds. High energy guy. Bobby Portis is a really good player. He's been a good player since college, in my opinion. Solid player here. But in that game, 28 minutes, he dropped to 14, and that is on par with the season average, 14 points per 28 minutes, right? So I like him here for over 12 points. I think Mike Budenholzer realizes he has to keep giving Bobby Portis minutes, and he's not trying to outthink himself anymore. Okay. Al Horford. Um, Look, I mean, there's some overreaction on the lines because he had that big game when he dropped 30 points, but Al Horford isn't a scrub. Okay. Like, I mean, let's look at some of his playoffs. First of all, his season numbers. Talk about that, right? Per 29 minutes, he puts up 10 points on 46% shooting. Good numbers, right? But in the playoffs, 13, 20, 16, 30, 13, 12, 11, 12, 22, 30, and 8. Now, he put up 8 points, but he only shot the ball 7 times. He was 4-7. Okay. Still had high minutes, still had 41 minutes or two. Robert Williams, I believe he's still hurt. Let's double check that though here. Let's check out his injury status, huh? Injury stats. If we look at his injury status here, here we go. Let's check it out. Boom. I'll come over here and show y'all here my share screen right here. All right. So Robert Williams injury status. Celtics big man questionable ahead of Game 6. Bucks on Friday. So it seems like he's probably not playing. Even if he does play, I don't think that they just go ahead and load him up on minutes, right? I think that that's they're gonna be judicious about that. Okay. Yeah, he missed games 4 and 5 doing lingering soreness in the surgically repaired left knee. He's saying we're waiting to hear how he feels. Doesn't seem like it's good news to me, guys. Personally, I don't think he plays. But even if he does play, Al Horford offers a different game, right? Robert Williams is more of a defensive presence, right? Which means it puts a little bit more pressure on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to put up points, right? But Al Horford stretches the floor. Okay, so we know that. We know he's a solid perimeter threat for a big man, right? So I don't think he goes, Game 4 and puts up 30 on 5 or 7 from 3, dunking on Giannis. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at some of the other games against the Bucks, 12, 11, 22, right? And his minutes have gone up, right? The games he put up 12, he had 36 minutes. Then they gave him 37 minutes, and the next game he put up 11. Then 39 minutes, he put up 22. Then 42 minutes, he put up 30, right? And he kind of had a little off game, but he is older, right? It's harder for those older players to just get buckets and then stop. And keep going. I mean, then 41 minutes, he put up 8, right? But I do like him to get around anywhere between 32 to 39 minutes and put up 13, right? So this is my first parlay here, 2-leg parlay, odds 300, wager 20 for a return of 80. Like I said, this is kind of a new strategy I'm working on. I'm kind of looking into, right? Now, to my signature setup here, my odds is a little lower than I would like it to be, 285. But back to what I'm a flat betting for tonight on a parlays, $30 to pay out 115. So this series kind of bothers me. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I don't know what Golden State was doing the other night. I mean, but I think that they want to close this out. I don't think they want to give the Grizzlies any more life. The Grizzlies are really good without Ja Morant, and I felt like they see that in the playoffs, and that's going to give them another stroke of confidence, right? And with that being said, I think what happens is they're going to be like, oh man, like if we can get Ja Morant for Game 7, and we kind of work them into the system of how we play without him as far as our defensive presence and our offensive rating, then we got this locked up, right? They feeling themselves after beating, Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green without Ja. So you got to put that 10 in, right? But let's talk about my first leg here, Andrew Wiggins. Right on the season, he averages 31 minutes. He puts up 17 points, 46% shooting. Andrew Wiggins is a good player. He could be great if he really wanted to, but that's another topic for another day. But in the series against the Grizzlies, he's been more than consistent. 17, 16, 17, 17, and then the last game they got blown out, he put up 5. We're not even gonna talk about that game, right? So he's been very consistent. So I really like taking this leg here over 13.5, right? Then the next line here is Steph Curry. I feel like Steph Curry's lines have been very, very favorable. A lot of value in his lines. I don't know why that is, but if we come over here, I'm gonna share screen now here. Even in a blowout, he looked solid here. Let's take a look at these stats lately, right? So on minutes, right, per 35 minutes, he gives you about 25.5 points. Right now, we have some concern because that I'm working as a Jordan Poole, right? Jordan Poole's getting more shots and so forth. But even with that being said, even in the playoffs, even coming off the bench and even playing here, right? Now, keep in mind, I said I have him for over 25.5, right? 34, 27, 33, 30, 24, 27, 30, 32, and he had an off game here. But that's when they got blown out 14, right? So I mean, I really like, and I believe they're at home, right? Let's check here. Yeah, at Golden State, they're gonna play better. They're not gonna come out there and do that to their fans. That's not gonna happen. Okay, so let's come back over here. Klay Thompson under 24. I've been kind of using this line a lot, and that's because this line has been good value, right? It's risky. I'm gonna tell you this right here, right? A lot of people don't pay attention to the under like they should. It's risky to bet the under on really good players, right? But there's a lot of value in it because people always think that these good players are going to go off. Like I think I took Luka yesterday for the under, and I think he went over. But that was the first time in forever. Let's look at that for a second before I explain. Before I explain Klay Thompson. Okay, I think I took Luka for under 30. Yeah, under 35, under 34. So basically, basically no higher than 34.5. In this playoffs, 30, 33, 24, 30, 45, 35, 25, 26, 28, 33. Okay. So he did actually hit that under last night then. So, and I'm a fan of Luka, but what I'm trying to tell people all the time about these players is that is you can get good value on the under on star players because people always think they're gonna go for over 30 every night. No, they're not LeBron James. Okay. No, they're not Jordan. Okay. Or, prime KD or prime James Harden. These players that, they're never gonna drop below 26. You know what I mean? As good as some of these players are. Klay Thompson, you also got to keep in mind, people have a certain idea about Klay Thompson, who he's not quite the same player, still really good. And they also got Jordan Poole now, who's a beast, right? So the chances that he hits over 24 is slim to none. Let's look why, right? So let's come over here and look at his performances so far this playoffs. 19, 21, 26. He had a really good game here, 32, 15, 15, 12, 21, 14, 19, right? So this game here, he went 7-11 from 3, which is just bananas, right? But the Grizzlies are a better defensive team, right? So I don't see him. And even this game, he got a 19, he only had 12. He got a 20, he had 14, but this is typically around where he's at 13, 12, 19, 21. Once again, 13, 15, you know what I mean? So, you know, 15, 19, you know what I mean? So taking him for basically that he won't hit over 20 or hit 20, at least 24 is a really good value bet. One of the things I tell people all the time is that at some point you have to accept the risk, and nothing is guaranteed or promised in anything in life, sports, right? I mean, just because you know, a player averages a certain amount of points, it doesn't mean he's always going to hit that, or it doesn't mean he's not going to go over or he's going to go under, right? The theory of averages basically says that over a period of time, it'll fall in place with that number approximately, right? So tonight I went in betting approximately $120, right, across about 4 to 5 bets. This is kind of what I mean when I say about understanding odds and understanding how much you're putting up, right? You have to, have risk management. If I hit on this bet here at 115, it pays me out. I'm pretty much break even for the night, right? So it's my job, my duty to continue to craft better parlays, right? To do a good job so I can build forward from there, right? So that's kind of how I've built my account. The past 2 or 3 days out, 2 or 3 out the past 5, I haven't had good days, but shoot or shoot, and we're gonna bounce back, right? That's the point, importance of risk management and understanding, having a strategy and staying consistent. But if you're betting tonight, enjoy the game. Good luck betting. Tell me what y'all think about my parlays. What would you do differently? If y'all have any y'all want to share, that would be dope. And if y'all want to be a part of a growing sports betting community, click the link in the description. Come check us out. We're trying to grow. We're trying to be profitable at the same time, enjoy sports. Enjoy the rest of y'all day and enjoy your weekend. Peace out.